Good morning, everyone. Sitting on the patio again, drinking my coffee, and actually reflecting. I have pulled out my journal. I am also working in my, what is this? One day at a time, daily reflection and goal setting self guided journal. So I'm also writing in my journal and the other journal, as well as in my Boss Lady book, writing down plans, some things that I want to do. I want to open up another business, maybe two. And so just kind of writing down what those businesses are, what they look like. But I am still also looking for employment. Um, I can't say enough how amazing Antoine is. He wanted to. I was sitting on the patio, and he was just like, "Are you okay, Mom?" And I'm like, "I'm good." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just sitting out here, again, reflecting." People just really don't understand that sometimes this is what you have to do. You got to put on your big girl panties, your big boy drawers, and sometimes you have to take yourself away from, what you're used to, your comfort zone, and you got to work on you. I woke up this morning with the word grace in my head, and with working in the shelter with the women that are dealing with domestic violence and the trauma, the children, that was one of the words that we used a lot was grace, giving them grace because of their trauma, giving them grace because they're going through a lot, and sometimes they don't know how to cope, and deal with the situation that they're in, unfortunately, some of these women, it may have been their first time being in that situation, and I've got to go into a shelter, and be around other people when I'm not in the safety of my own home, or I'm not where I'm comfortable, because I know for me, at night I might want to soak in a bathtub and have a glass of wine, and unwind, but they don't have their own kitchens, and so again, giving them that grace because they have to learn how to cope and navigate, when being in a shelter. But when I say the word grace this morning, I think it stuck with me most because I don't give myself the grace that I deserve. I don't give myself the grace that I know I should give myself. I've been hard on myself, all the time. I'm hard on myself, or I don't think that I might be worthy, or and I know I am. These are just the things that go through your mind. That I will say that the enemy, if you grew up in the church like I did, the enemy tries to put on us. I have always been there for anyone, everyone. People in my family, my family members, people that I've kept their children, kept their children overnight. I mean, it doesn't matter, giving stuff to people, teaching my grandchildren how to put together bags to give to the homeless. I have no problem with giving of myself, and I'm a person of service, and I feel like, those things are needed in the world that we live in. But while I'm out here trying to help everybody else or show grace to everyone else, and give everybody the benefit of the doubt, I'm not doing it for myself. And so the word grace, again, it's a word that I will use all the time at work, with my employees, asking them to show the same grace that you want to be shown when situations, arise, when you're trying to de-escalate something, just show people the same grace that you would like to be shown. But again, I wasn't showing myself, I wasn't giving myself the grace that I should have been giving myself, So, that's just a little tidbit of the day, I've had my coffee already, like I said, was able to sit and talk to to Antoine for a moment. Talked to my girl, Steph. Stephanie called and we got to talk for a little while. And my mom ended up calling, and it was funny because yesterday Antoine's mom and my mom, both, they sent videos of the weather. They're in Kansas City, Missouri, and my mom and dad, of course, are in Columbus. That's where his parents are, and they got all kind of snow. And I'm sitting on the patio in my shorts, drinking my coffee, and writing in my journals and reflecting. If any of my employees from Choices are watching, I'm using my ink pen, ladies. Thank you again. Like this, and it writes so good. So now I've got to look for ink cartridges so that if I have to replace the ink, I can. But yeah, this pen is amazing. I never say it right. Swarovski, whatever. And it's got the beautiful crystals in it, and it's rose gold, and they know me too well. But anyway, I knew this wasn't going to be a long post, but I just wanted to, just tell everybody, extend the same grace to yourself that you extend to others. And love on yourself and learn who you are. And remember, once you learn who you are, remember every day just who you are and walk in your purpose. Do what makes you happy. Follow your heart. You might make choices that other people don't like. And, some people might say they're happy for you, but they really aren't. But, oh well, it's what you have to do for you. And I appreciate having the family that I have. Not going to get emotional, but I'm very grateful for my parents. But, especially, my dad. Growing up, I wanted to go away to school. And again, if you were raised in the Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal holiness as I was, I'm 55 years old. So back then, the ladies couldn't go away to school. And I wasn't allowed to play sports, and there were certain instruments that, I wanted to play, and my father felt like they weren't ladylike instruments, to play. But I appreciate him so much. Oh, and I love basketball. Like, I could actually play basketball, and I was really good at it. But my father didn't want me to do things that would draw attention to me and my body, because it was the way he was protecting me. But what I love about my father is that he's apologized, and he was just doing what he knew to do because that's how he learned, growing up in the church, and I accepted that apology as well. But before I left, my father wished me well and told me it was my time and that I deserved to do exactly what I did, and that was leave Ohio. I never wanted to be in Ohio forever. So for him to give me that blessing and for me to be able to do it with no fear or hesitation or worried about what other people might think or say, oh my God, for my mother to hug me the way she hugged me when I left, and again, wish me well, you have no idea. So, if you want to do something and change things about your life and step out, or if there's another adventure, sorry, I am a crybaby, another adventure, or just whatever it is, get out there and do it. Do it for you. You're not doing it for anybody else. Do it for you. And extend yourself that grace that you deserve. I'm going to go ahead and come on off and, finish writing in my journals and working on my business plans and still looking for employment. But yeah, have a great day. Everybody at Choices, I'm thinking about you, my daughter-in-law, my son, my grandbabies, my parents, I do miss you guys, but y'all can have all that snow. Love y'all.